gates. And therefore, money will not ever, I agree entirely, it will never flow into clubs in a big way. And the money in the game will be at international level and the provincial.
Will referees want paid?
Referees have been paid in the Southern Hemisphere for a number of years. It's inconceivable that even this year in the Five Nations, that when England plays Scotland and the players are on 40 grand or whatever it is per man per season, that the chap in the middle will get no match fee. I think match fees are inevitable, and I think they'll be substantial. I would suspect there'll be four-figure fees for international referees.
Really?
Yes, I would say that's almost certainly the case.
You were born 20 years too early.
Jackie, more than money, I'm surprised that Stephen hasn't mentioned what I have as a great fear, that Rugby Union will be forced to change its laws if it goes fully professional. Rugby League had to change its laws, not for any reason other than they couldn't dare play a professional game with win bonuses with the laws that they have. Rugby Union depends on an ethos and a respect, and if you're paying people big money and you're paying win bonuses, as the international board said, I think that the next thing is we're going to have problems where people have to win at all costs. And that's the part of the morality that was being mentioned earlier on, the ethos going out of the game. I wonder, will the referees like Stephen want to take on the game? If we're playing England for the Triple Crown and we've got someone like Ollie Campbell, who's our key drop kicker, get him out of the game early on. Yeah.
Will it end up an aggressive win-at-all-costs game, David Walsh?
I don't go along with that view at all. Professional sport has been a reality for as long as any of us remember. There's been physical...
Well, name me one that you could really stand up and say it's perfect in its manners, other than golf.
Well, the thing that players are going to do is that they're going to get in there and they're going to do what basically is in their team's interests and what's in their interests. It's not going to be in a player's interest to do something dangerous on a pitch, which is going to get him maybe a 2-month suspension, and he's going to end up being fined whatever 6 weeks' wages. If it hurts the guy in his pocket, he's going to avoid doing it. The other point about the morality and the loss of the heart and soul of the game, I find that a little bit hard to take, because the game that I have watched over the last 10 years in Ireland has been slowly and surely evolving towards a professionalism. We hear Irish club administrators coming on and saying, we don't pay our players, and maybe in their case it's true, but Irish clubs have been paying their players. It was the French skipper, Philippe Saint-André, who said after the August recommendations, he said the difference now is that the payments are going to come over the counter, not under the counter.
Right, we've got about 30 seconds left. Anybody want to come in with a quick comment? John Laird.
Yeah, looking at the thing from an outside commercial perspective, I think the game of rugby is now into using words like product. Rugby is now a product. We're talking about market forces. And if the game has to change, if clubs' mentality has to change, it's a numbers game. We need people to be interested in rugby, talking rugby, going to rugby, interested in rugby on an ongoing basis. And that's where the money will come from.
All right, John, thank you very much indeed. Well, youngsters are the lifeblood of any sport, so what do the next generation make of rugby going professional? Do they approve? And could they be attracted to a game which now offers financial reward? Here are some of the answers.
Rugby League, it'll take over if Rugby Union doesn't start paying their players. They have to make a living as well, and if they're good at sport, then they need to get paid.
All the players will be attracted away to Belfast and the bigger clubs.
I think rugby should have stayed the way it was.
People play sport because they like playing this sport, and if they get money, it's just a bonus on the side.
People are being paid to play football, and they shouldn't do it for free, just they should be paid.
It's right, because I mean, you spend their time doing it and practicing, why shouldn't get paid?
I don't really know, because it might take a bit of the fun out of it.
I think it's good, because it's just the same as doing any other kind of job when they're representing their town or country.
It's a good idea, because then you can get more people get fitter, and there's more jobs for people.
The people who play rugby league, if they get paid, people who play rugby union should.
They give up their time to play the sport, so it's only fair that they get some income from it.
Rugby union, you don't really get paid, so it'll probably have to be rugby league unless they started to pay for rugby union.
People should play sport because they like it, not because they're going to get paid.
The last word from the youngsters. That is all we have time for. And to sum up, someone said recently, rugby was a sleeping beauty which has been awakened, not with a kiss, but with a jolt. What the future holds for the game, we'll just have to wait and see. From all of us here, good night.
in the middle of nowhere.